Garcia versus Teofimo Lopez at 147 makes sense. I got Teofimo Lopez.
The boxing world is buzzing with excitement, and at the heart of it all is a potential showdown between Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez at 147 lbs. On paper, it's a fight that makes perfect sense. Two electrifying fighters, each with something to prove, and a rivalry that has been brewing for years. In this hypothetical matchup, I lean toward Lopez. His technical skill and high ring IQ give him an edge, although Garcia's path to victory would likely hinge on his ability to box smartly. Using his speed to jab and move, keeping Lopez at a distance, would be key. Garcia's power could carry more weight at this division, but Lopez's versatility could very well outshine him. Still, the idea of Garcia using his agility to wear down Lopez for the win isn't entirely out of the question. It's just not the most likely outcome in my opinion. Looking ahead, the next steps for both fighters only add to the intrigue. Garcia is eyeing a unification bout at 140 lbs, followed by a move up to 147 to face Jaron "Boots" Ennis. There's also talk of a potential February rematch with Devin Haney, a fight that has been simmering ever since their controversial first encounter. Meanwhile, Lopez is defending his WBO super lightweight title against Arnold Barboza Jr. The winner of that fight could pave the way for something even bigger. The boxing calendar is heating up, and it seems these two are destined to cross paths sooner rather than later. What frustrates me, however, is when fighters like Lopez overhype themselves. Confidence is one thing, but when it veers into delusion, it's hard to take seriously. Garcia feels the same way, calling Lopez out for what he perceives as dishonesty. This tension came to a head at a recent press conference, where the two weren't even scheduled to face each other, but still managed to steal the spotlight. The energy was electric, far different from the usual pre-fight posturing. This wasn't just two guys jawing at each other. There was genuine heat behind it, a clash of egos that felt very personal. Garcia didn't hold back, firing verbal shots at Lopez in front of a packed crowd. "We don't give a flip what you are," he snapped, frustration clear in his voice. "I'm tired of hearing this nonsense. We're going to run that 100%. Lopez, never one to back down, stared back with the same intensity he brings to the ring. Security had to step in before fists started flying. Garcia later admitted that Lopez was the one he truly wanted to face. "That's who I really wanted to fight for the next big fight," he said, his voice dripping with intent. It wasn't just talk, it was a declaration. This isn't a new feud. Back on July 16, 2022, after Garcia knocked out Javier Fortuna in Los Angeles, he made it clear who he wanted next if his dream fight with Gervonta "Tank" Davis didn't materialize. "Teo could get it," Garcia said post-fight. "I want Teo because I haven't fought him, and I feel like what I want to do for myself is fight everybody." Garcia saw himself as a king among the young lions of boxing, Davis, Haney, Lopez, and himself, and Lopez was the one fighter he hadn't faced. That night, he planted the seed for this rivalry, and 2 years later, it's sprouting into something undeniable. Due for me is fight everybody. Garcia saw himself as a king among the young lions of boxing, Davis, Haney, Lopez, and himself. And Lopez was the one he hadn't yet faced. That night, he planted the seed for this rivalry, and 2 years later, it's growing into something undeniable. Fast forward to 2025, and the stakes are higher than ever. Both fighters are making waves at 140 lbs, and their latest altercation has reignited talk of a mega fight. This matchup has all the makings of a blockbuster. Two outspoken stars, contrasting styles, and a regional twist, East Coast versus West Coast. Lopez, the Brooklyn-born son of Honduran immigrants, embodies New York's gritty, no-nonsense boxing ethos, while Garcia, a California native, brings the flash and swagger of the West Coast. It's a clash of cultures as much as it is a clash of fists. Garcia's star power remains undeniable even after his loss to Davis. His massive social media following and knack for psychological warfare keep him firmly in the spotlight. Lopez, a two-time lineal champion, has the resume to back up his bravado. "We both believe in God, so at the end of it all, it's just about making the best man win," Garcia said when asked about the fight. Lopez nodded in agreement, adding, "For the people, that's all this is." The mutual respect is there, but so is the hunger to prove who's better. The road to this potential showdown is paved with obstacles. Garcia is set to face Rolly Romero in a Times Square card, a tune-up before his October rematch with Haney. Lopez, on the same card, defends his title against Barbosa. Both have to win to keep the momentum going, but Garcia's focus on Lopez remains unwavering. "Teo, I want that," he said at the press conference, staring down the champion. "I want that belt. I want everything." It was a moment that sent chills through the room. Garcia wasn't just hyping a fight, he was laying claim to Lopez's legacy. Lopez didn't respond immediately, but his actions spoke volumes. During his own face-off with Garcia, the tension was palpable, and it was clear that the stakes had been raised. Barbosa slapped his opponent, signaling that he's ready to bring chaos wherever he goes. The press conference was a powder keg, Garcia taunting Lopez, Lopez escalating their rivalry, and Haney trading barbs with Garcia over their unresolved history. It was more than just promotion, it was a preview of the fireworks to come. Garcia's journey hasn't been smooth. His win over Haney was overturned after he tested positive for Ostarine, leading to a 1-year suspension by the New York State Athletic Commission. The victory was erased, but the controversy kept him relevant. Now, with a fight against Romero locked in and a rematch with Haney looming, Garcia is under a microscope. Every move he makes is scrutinized, every word dissected. Yet, he's thriving in the chaos, using it as fuel for his comeback. The Haney saga adds another wrinkle. At the press conference, Garcia accused Haney of setting him up with the Ostarine scandal. "That Ostarine nonsense, which you probably did set up," he shot at Haney, and the room erupted. Haney fired back, "You took your punishment because you knew you were guilty." The back and forth was relentless, with Garcia refusing to let Haney rewrite their story. "Ostarine doesn't help you block a left hook, bro," Garcia retorted. "You got dribbled off the canvas." Haney's lawsuit against Garcia for battery, fraud, and breach of contract looms large, but a 90-day pause in proceedings hints at a possible rematch negotiation. It's coming, and it's personal. Amid all this, Lopez watches closely. He's warned Garcia not to overlook Romero, a fighter with devastating power despite his technical flaws. "Ryan's got to be careful with Rolly's punching power," Lopez said. "Rolly still has power and could definitely do something with Ryan with those shots." Romero's losses to Davis and Isaac Pitbull Cruz exposed his limitations, but his knockout ability remains a wild card. If Garcia underestimates him on May 2nd, it could derail everything. The Haney rematch, the Lopez fight, all of it. Lopez knows this firsthand. He's seen Romero's power up close and respects what it can do. Rolly hasn't made that many adjustments, he noted, but his chin actually looks like it's gotten weaker. It's a double-edged sword. Romero's vulnerable, but he's still dangerous. Garcia, coming off a year-long layoff, can't afford to slip. His speed and discipline should carry him through, but one mistake could flip the script. For Garcia, this is about more than just wins. It's about redemption. "I want to be great," he said at the press conference, his tone shifting to something deeper. "I've always wanted to fight the best fighters in the sport. I've always had problems outside the ring, but I want to show everybody that you can come back from anything." It's a new chapter for Ryan Garcia, one of focus, maturity, and purpose. The old Garcia might have let distractions throw him, of course, but the new Garcia is channeling that energy into his craft. That newfound focus was evident when he sent a direct message to Rolly Romero on social media just 48 hours before their press conference. "Rolly, I'm not taking you lightly at all," Garcia wrote. "I'm coming with real anger, and I'm sorry it has to be you." It's not a contradiction. It's simply Garcia being Garcia, passionate, unfiltered, and motivated, but with a clear sense of purpose. He's not just talking, he's preparing. Lopez, meanwhile, sees the bigger picture as well. When asked about the prospect of fighting either Garcia or Haney, Lopez laid it out simply. "It just comes down to what makes sense. Teo is more about legacy, belts, whatever, but right now, it's what's best for me. With belts at 1-35 and 140 pounds, a victory over Garcia would solidify Lopez's status as one of the top fighters of his generation. The money is also there. Garcia's pay-per-view draw is unparalleled, with a fan base that includes casual boxing fans and even YouTube followers. It's a fight that could break records. The upcoming Times Square card is shaping up to be nothing short of a spectacle. Garcia versus Romero, Lopez versus Barboza, and Haney versus Jose Ramirez, all on the same night. It's a collision of egos and ambitions, and the press conference was just the beginning. Garcia's call-out of Lopez, Lopez's slap at Barboza, and Haney's war of words with Garcia. It's chaos, and it's beautiful. But this isn't just about the fights that are on the schedule. It's about what comes next. A Garcia-Lopez showdown in 2025 feels inevitable, and the entire boxing world is salivating at the thought. Garcia's vision is clear. After I fight Haney, I'll be the first one to fight all three of the so-called Four Kings, Tank, Devin, and Teo, he said confidently. It's a bold claim, but one that he's backing up with action. Lopez, for his part, is ready for whatever comes next. I'll be ready for whatever happens, he said, eyeing Garcia across the room. The tension is building, and when these two finally step into the ring, it's going to be explosive. The fans know it, the fighters know it, and the sport will be all the better for it.